What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mesopotamia Civ 5 AI only battle. I hope you're enjoying the action so far. I think we've got our winner. I just, something tells me anyway. You know, I've done this for a few years now. Have some experience. I think we know who's going to win. But, you know, miracles do happen. But yeah, we'll keep going for a bit longer. We'll see if we can, maybe, I think we're just trying to get an Ottoman Egypt. Maybe see would the Ottomans sort of pile in, have an interesting outcome. But yeah, I mean, we've pretty much got number one spot decided. Greece is, I think, quite far behind everyone in last. I think Byzantium is fourth, although that could change if the Ottomans keep going. So yeah, there isn't too much to still be decided. Persia's still adding cities here. It is not looking good for Egypt. They are going to have to cross the sea a bit here, which could be a challenge, but those XCOM squads have not had any problems in doing so. So yeah, this is going to get very messy, and Egypt does recover their city again very briefly, but at the moment we'll focus on the siege of Constantinople here. They're going to do it. They did a pretty good job in the last turn, so this is certainly doable. Oh, very close. Next turn it could be theirs, depending on position of units. I mean, this mobile Sam's going to die, but I mean that one also probably going to die, but maybe this one, maybe this is the chosen one. As Persia once again captures this city and adds this coastal one. That happened very quickly. Yeah, it is starting to crumble. I don't think Egypt, they put up a great defense a couple of episodes ago, but it's all fallen apart, and there you go. Byzantium did kill those two mobile Sams, and as I mentioned, there's one that sadly is probably going to succeed this turn. This will be pretty big actually for the Ottomans. They might be approaching Egypt. Also, I don't know, score's not the best method ever, but you know, maybe you could argue now the Ottomans are number two. Maybe they're there now. I don't know. Egypt is still pretty big here, but I don't know. It's up to you. Make your mind up. We might get an idea in 10 turns when we look at the info addicts. Might be quite interesting as Dashur here falls, and Luxor, which is down here. Okay, there we go. Egypt, it's not looking good. They still have this city. Byzantium does recover Constantinople and nearly gets Varna back as well. So the Ottomans, I don't know why they're not using their boats. Don't know what is going on there. But it's not helping them in the slightest. They're going to have to do a lot of damage this turn if they want to keep this city. And they did not. So yeah, they've lost this. This is going back. I would assume it's only 2 infantry. The submarines don't actually do anything. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. I don't know. That's a close. I guess it's very low in health. It's hard to know. They're half health infantry though. It's hard to know. We won't make a prediction. It will happen in a second anyway. As yeah, Egypt crumbling. This happened. I thought it might be a challenge crossing the sea. I was wrong. Persia's straight over it. There's also an army of workers just swarming through the land that they conquer to fix everything straight away. Get it all back on track. So yeah, they're very impressive, very efficient war machine, taking over the world right now. There we go. There is some radiation to be cleared up as Constantinople does fall, and surprisingly, the Ottomans killed every single Byzantium unit. That is, I think they backed off. I'm guessing the AI, like obviously for us, it's kind of a, I mean, I think you can probably work it out with the maths, but you know, for humans, it's normally just a, yeah, we'll be fine to attack, and it either goes wrong or goes right. I think the AI can probably work it out. You know, they're a computer, they know. They've done the numbers. It's Constantinople, all that population completely destroyed. That's not what you want to see if you're the Ottomans. It's down to 1. Is it even worth capturing it anymore? I guess it is for the canal. But yeah, that is the problem with war. You see, no one wins, really. So they lose it again. Egypt is putting up a bit of a defense, but yeah, now their boats are dying, retaking these cities along the coast. I don't think it will be long until Persia has Thebes and maybe more. So they just keep going. This turn they add Asiut here and Hierakonpolis. Oh no, that's this one. Heliopolis down. Hierakonpolis is this one. They add them both. Yeah, this is a dominant display at this point. And they're going to get this city up here, just for good measure as well, just to really rub it in for Egypt. So yeah, I think the Ottomans must be number 2 now. They must be. So we'll find out in 6 turns, but I would assume they are the number 2 most powerful civ in the world at this point in time. I think that's fair to say. Will Persia take anything this turn? Here we go. Big moment. Big types. They should get that city, I guess. Although, depends when it lost its health. This turn takes a long time. Now it really is taking a long time. The globe's still spinning, so it's not crashed. Yet. That's normally a sign anyway, although it could crash without doing that, I guess. There you go, though. 4 cities here with lower than full health. And they captured the one up in Turkey here. So there we go, Persia. And now all these units could come down as well. Oh, Egypt. Oh, it's not looking good, is it? There's no sign of a peace deal either. I think the fact that a domination victory isn't impossible is why. I think in this game it is reasonable that you could... Persia, probably with the numbers, probably could get a domination victory. They would only need Thebes, Istanbul, Constantinople, and... Where is it? Where's Athens? There it is, Athens. That's all they'd need. They don't necessarily need everything. They could get Thebes, they could turn around and they'd have to sort of fight their way through, but look, from their border, I just pointed at the screen as if you could see that. Balat to Istanbul. There's no cities in between. You just go to here and then obviously sort of snake your way through a couple of cities to Constantinople. Probably through the south because of their land units. And then Athens is probably just... Egypt would probably give that to you in a peace deal. if you think about it. If you offered Egypt, if you took Thebes next turn and offered Egypt a peace for Athens, you would only have to go after Istanbul and Constantinople. I don't think the AI will do that, but that would be the easiest way to do it. You could probably do it in about four more cities, right? Thebes, Istanbul, Cherson, Constantinople, 3 more conquered. Oh, and Thebes. So 4 cities away. Now, again, I don't think the AI will take that approach, and obviously if they fight the Ottomans, you can't just focus here. You will have to fight them elsewhere as well, but they can manage that, I'm sure. As Persia adds more cities, Giza, oh no, it's this one in Giza, but yeah, they're just adding more and more. They're going to add probably 3 more in the next few turns. Poor Egypt. Well, I say poor, they did, you know, they teamed up on Arabia. They played their part in this. They all played their parts, I guess. Giza does go back to Egypt for at least 1 turn. I say at least 1 turn. Might not even be 1 turn. It's Persia's turn now to try, but you can see Egypt's boats trying desperately to hold on along the coast. There's loads of aircraft carrier. Oh, they just took 3 in 1 turn. Thebes, Karnak, Giza, all falling. It's basically all of Egypt now, apart from maybe Elephantine, is under Persian control, like actual modern day Egypt. Here we go, delegates, wine, and historical landmarks. Okay, you're fine to do that. Thebes does go back for probably the best part of 1 turn. Could be a nuclear little battle here. Both Byzantium and the Ottomans have added the Manhattan Project in the last few turns. Still takes a while, but it wouldn't take too long on this difficulty. And it looks like the Ottomans are now keeping hold of Constantinople. Obviously now they're starting to move their boats through it. That gives them an advantage, having more boats in this region over Byzantium. Here we go, Persia. Just keep knocking the door down. I kind of want to see if they can do it, but I'm worried that it's going to take too long to watch them go for the domination, only because, like I said, they won't take the route that I suggested. Like I said, they could literally peace out Egypt now and get Athens. So the AI is not going to do that, I'm afraid. They're just going to keep... But to be honest, there's going to be a point. We'll see the info addicts next turn where they can be fighting everyone at once and not lose. So it's not a disaster either. I'm sure they'll probably speed. They're going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. They're not going to slow down. So we'll just keep waiting and see what happens. Here we go, Persia. How many cities are you going to take in this turn? I think 2, unless there's another one somewhere that I'm missing that's a bit low on health. I'll say yeah, only one. But there you go, they knocked this one right down. This one's now there. There's not much left for Egypt. It's getting... They are shrinking into this left quarter of the map. It's not looking great. I'm just going to save before we open the info addicts, just to again avoid any problems of it crashing. Here we go. Persia, yeah, look at that. They're skyrocketing. Egypt falling. There you go. They're actually right now level with the Ottomans on score. So here we go then. World rankings, population. Persia with 303 million. That is 90. That's like that's 2/3 of the world. This world's population. Essentially, Greece all the way down there at 8 million. That is pretty small. Egypt is still just above the Ottomans, and then they're above Byzantium. Obviously, all of Constantinople got destroyed, so that doesn't help them. They probably would have been above them if they still had it. Persia has, well, they're well out in front. I'm assuming that's going to be the same for every category. Then it is the Ottomans, Egypt, now below them for food. Byzantium and then Greece. Production, Persia again miles out in front. Then it's the Ottomans, Egypt, Byzantium and Greece. Economies, Persia's again, nearly 5 times the Ottomans. Then Egypt, then Greece. So yeah, I think Ottomans are now officially number 2. Land area, nearly 20 million square kilometers for Persia. 5.8 for the Ottomans to Egypt's 4.1. And Egypt has, I guess they both have sea tiles, so that's fair enough. Byzantium also just above 1 million. Greece hasn't been able to quite crack it. Military, here you go. 2.3 million for Persia. The Ottomans at 945k. 500k essentially for Egypt. 283 for Greece. 170 for Byzantium. So even if you throw in my submarine, that is... It's not less than half, but it's about 1,600, which is... It is... You know, it is 1,600,000, I believe. Ish. Actually, no, it might be a bit more than that, actually. That's a bit harsh. No, yeah, they're not equal. There is less. Persia has more than the rest of them combined, but it's not like 2 times or anything. Social policies, Persia and Egypt still tied at the top. Then it's Byzantium, Greece, the Ottomans. So that doesn't change over time. If you've got them in the past, you keep them. Persia with a ridiculous amount of net happiness, 251. Obviously some of the stats less important now. It's going to be about who's left alive. Text, Persia's been at 80 probably for a while. Egypt is on 72, the Ottomans 66, 64 for Byzantium. Greece is still on 57. That's actually really bad. Net gold, Persia's again leading. No one's making negative money. That's nice. Cities, Persia has 100 exactly. That's pretty impressive. 35 for the Ottomans. So yeah, there you go. Hang on, so what does that mean? So Persia, at the current rate for the whole game, it's turned 350. A little bit of maths here. Persia have gained a new city every 3.5 turns for the whole game. That's ridiculous. The Ottomans have gained one every 10 turns. Those numbers fit well. Egypt, I can't do that. 21 into 350. But we could do 20. So 5, 10, 15... 17.5 turns. Every 17.5 turns Egypt have got a city. Obviously they've lost a loads, they had more before. That's not how it actually worked, but that's to right now. Byzantium with their 5 cities is 1 every 70 turns, and then Greece with 4 is 1 every 80 something turns. Science output, Persia get miles. That is ridiculous number. That number is insane. So far, I think a wonder helped them with that, didn't it? They won the space telescope, space station. Persia, Egypt, Byzantium, Greece. Culture, again, Persia miles in front of Egypt and the Ottomans. Wonders, Persia with 31. Egypt still has 5, although they're all going to go to Persia. Actually, some might be in Greece, so they might be safe for a bit longer. Treasury, Persia has 170k stacked away. They're pretty influential. They've got the most great works, got the most trade routes, most tourism by a long shot. I mean, I wouldn't really call it, I don't know if it's tourism. Are they forced to come here? Like, I don't know. Not sure there'd be much tourism. This world's like, there's 4 of the 5 countries are in big wars with each other. I'm not sure there quite is much tourism, unless everyone's going to Greece. Or it's all the Greeks going somewhere else, maybe. Religion, I don't really know how this has panned out, because obviously Arabia had the best religion, but they died. But they have maintained that. Persia and Egypt still pretty much the same, and then the Ottomans in with 1 city. And currently the biggest 5 cities in the world are Babylon is at 37. Obviously we haven't looked over to that part of the map for a while. Gordium is at 31. 31 for Susa, 30 for Adrianople, and then 29 for Persepolis. But as you can see, it is a dominated list for Persia. I think 9 of the top 10 there are Persian cities. Just what you want. And Egypt does make a recovery, just a couple of cities. Nothing special. It's Persia's turn. Comes around, what we say, I'm going to say 4. Big turn for Persia, 4 cities. Qom, Medinet, Gharab there in the south, Alexandria, Elephantine, and Giza. I'm giving them all 4 this turn. That's wild prediction. May not be that wild. All 4 cities with damage. 3, they missed out on one. They missed out on this one. But they will move on, and I'm guessing they might not lose one of these again. Oh, yep, Egypt did not retake anything that time. And that's the bad turns. That's when Persia really gets a chance to move forward, because they don't have to go after cities. They don't lose units. It's all good for Persia. I reckon, I'll say 1. But they could probably one turn take one of these cities that are at full health. If they really went for it. Don't really see many of their planes here. Where are they? They're all further back. Nuclear missiles, bombers, just staying out of reach. But here we go. Yeah, they only went for 1. But, you know, it's a good turn. Consolidate what you've got. And there's no way they're losing that one back to Egypt as well. So, it is not looking good. The Ottomans will be loving it, relatively. All relative. 10. Look at all these stealth bombers. There's an atomic bomb in there. Just picking off Egypt from the sky. Yeah, Egypt looks very empty. There's not many units left. They're in a bit of trouble here. A lot of their boats are gone. I'm still wondering. I thought they might pile in. The Ottomans so far have avoided that. I think they want to save everything for their own last stand, which could be coming probably immediately after we see I was going to say peace deal. I think Persia's going for the jugular here. They're going to just take everything. They could even go to Sparta, and if they start building boats in these coastal cities eventually, they're all puppeted at the moment, so they cannot, but at some point, they could just come this way up to Constantinople as well. And Adrianople here now under siege as well, so the Ottomans will definitely cement second place if they can get that. Meanwhile, here we go, big turn for Persia. None of the cities damaged, so I'm guessing they won't take any this turn. No, in fact, they didn't even bomb this city, but they did damage this one. Egypt finally has a triplane. Great job, Egypt. Great job. Really keeping up with the times. Well then. Did the Ottomans do any more? No, they've actually got worse. Actually, no, there you go. Now it's the same. They do have lots of planes and some atomic bombs. I told you we could see some nukes up here, and that is the case maybe. Byzantium doesn't have any planes or nukes or anything, so that's rough. And Persia, again, another slower turn. Not taking anything that turn, but definitely progressing. Pushing forward. They've got 3 cities now within touching distance again. And once they get those 3, Egypt really is going to start to look small. They're going to be on Greece and Greece, Byzantium, 5 city levels fairly soon. I don't say it straight away because they have like 7 cities in Greece. There is a peace deal. Egypt finally ended it. And they didn't take Athens. They took just about everything else, but not Athens. They took all the cities they were sieging as well. So Egypt will live to see another day. Persia, I guess they could get to Athens pretty easily. I think that kills any hope of a with the domination victory, I'm afraid. And that will be it for today. I will let you guys sort of just decide through comments. Let me know what you want me to do. Do you want me to maybe should we just do it as like should I just run it to 400 for tomorrow? Do you want me to keep showing you episode by episode. It's slowing down as well. We know the outcome now. Persia has won. Obviously, I'll do the shout outs next time. But yeah, what would you guys, do you want to see us see if they can maybe go for the domination? If I do say 400 tomorrow, 450 the next day, something like that. Let me know. But yeah, or if you just think, or if you want, you can just say I want to start the next one and call this one. That's up to, I'll go leave it fully up to you in the comments today. So if you just want to see me go on to the next one, there'll be like a few days of break, and then I'll try and get the next one out probably within 2 to 3 days, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.